So I started looking at this. I didn't want to go through the whole thing. I mean, first it's Ben Cook. But they're talking about the reveal of the Legend of Ruby Sunday. And it just wasn't very good, right? And so they got catches up with Shooty Gatwa. So Benjamin Cook interviews Shooty Gatwa with Bonnie Langford, Gemma Redgrave, Yasmin Finney. Oh man, I love finding Yasmin Finney. That will be interesting because like she did nothing in that episode. There was no point for her to be there whatsoever. Noble truth. Let's see what this is. Okay. Yasmin Finney, who plays Rose Noble, is delighted to return to be joining the forces with Shooty Gatwa's doctor at last. We just missed each other in the 6th anniversary. The gig. I mean, you didn't interact with her. Him. It's so really complicated. They didn't interact on in this episode either. She just stood there with a tablet as Lenny Rush's mobility scooter deployed machine guns for no fathomable reason whatsoever. It was just like no discernible reason why anybody would build it in, but never mind. That's just Disney Star Wars. We just mentioned on the giggle. She says, so it's about time. Shooty was the first one who posted their emojis, wasn't he? What emojis? On May 8th of May 2020, a few hours before the Doctor Who casting broke, Shooty teased us with an image on Instagram, 2 hearts and a plus sign and a blue box. And then it became a trend. I thought Russell Davies is that, says Yaz. And now it's a thing. And so when it came to me 8 days later, Yasmin posted a rose with a blue diamond. Everyone knew that it was about Doctor Who before then, but she hadn't even told the nearest. Was it? Everyone knew it was about Doctor Who before then. She hadn't even told her nearest and dearest. There were family members who didn't know. Look, the family members who don't know what sex you are, darling. Let's be clear. You bamboozling people by with your family members. It isn't so complicated. There were some family didn't know I was going to be in Doctor Who. She says guiltily. Okay, when they find out, it was insane. Since Yaz she's Yaz now. Last spoke to Doctor Who magazine in 597. Her debut episode, The Star Beast and The Giggle, have aired. Has she enjoyed the reception to her character? We all fucking hated you. You are absolutely useless, and you. I think one of the main reasons this new era of Doctor Who completely failed. Right? I really genuinely believe that. It's been amazeballs, she said. Well, of course it has. It was better than I expected, to be honest. I was prepared for the worst. You know, Doctor Who is loved by so many, and there's a broad range of people who follow it. Well, again, and that broad range of people, if they reflect the greater society, 98% of them don't think that people with penises are girls, right? Yeah, that's just. I know you think that's like, you know, like the Holocaust or something. It's really not, darling. It's really not. So I knew some of them wouldn't like it because they grew up with the Doctor. And I grew up with it, and other people feel like they own it somehow. They feel like their opinions are. No, it's not that we own it. Oh God. Okay. Well, I do own this cup, right? But I also subscribe to the definition of this cup, right? This cup is a vessel to hold drinks in. Right? If you make it full of holes, it doesn't work. Or penises, right? It doesn't work, right? So it's not that we own Doctor Who. It's that we say Doctor Who is this, as it's been defined very, very clearly over 60 years. And it's not you, right? You're not, you don't fit into it, right? They feel their opinions with it. I grew because they grew up with Doctor Who. What was it? I mean, everything is about being so much of a drama queen, isn't it? You know, Doctor Who is loved by so many people, and such a broad range of people follow it. So I knew that some of them wouldn't like it. Again, most people Most people, and the viewing figures have been a disaster. They've been a disaster for a reason. So he said, I grew up with it, and people, okay, fine. So you can be in Doctor Who, but don't make it all about you being a chick with a dick, right? The minute you make a show a queer show, it's only about being queer, right? That's the only thing it's about. There's nothing else. Yeah. And that's what happened. And Doctor Who isn't a queer show. So it's great that you grew up with it, and people feel like they own it somehow. Now, again, people like the definition of things because that's why they like it, right? They feel like their opinions are more important than what's happening, I guess. Well, wait a minute. Their opinion is what's more important than what's happening. What's happening is you're trying to convince us that it's normal to be a lady with a pee-pee, right? Yeah. I'm not on board with if you're referring to that about that's what's happening. So I guess I was cautious, but there's been so much love. Yeah, believe me. Toxic fandom wrap themselves around you. Yes, I was already a hero to millions for her role in Teen Alien Netflix's Heartstopper. Oh, a show that she works perfectly in. The reaction to that was something else. She said, I didn't see that coming. I knew it would mean a lot to many people. And again, what about the people that you've really destroyed Doctor Who for? Like the Christians, the Muslims, the Jews, all those people. Man, who would have thought that group will get together? I was open to that, but there have also been many more positives. So I'm happy Heartstopper happened, but I am so delighted that Rose Noble is back on Doctor Who. I feel very surreal. I feel like I'm just getting started, so there's so much I want to do. Oh, God, well, do it somewhere else, darling. Just do it somewhere else. Imagine that unit were building this in the 1970s, says Phil. It reeks of 70s. I was talking about the time window thingy, which was just another idiot bad idea. Oh, yeah, but speaking of idiot bad ideas, there we go. Let's talk about the influence of Russell Davies. The two-part finale is, of course, a sequel to 1935's Pyramids of Mars. No, it fucking isn't. No, it... Why? Because of that. The doggy, right? No, it's not a sequel. Ding-a-ling. It was a classic, says Russell Sutek, the one who waits. He's never been called the one who waits. Waits no more. Yeah, never before was he called the one who waits, or maybe he was. I don't know. I don't remember him called the one who waits. Returning to unleash holy vengeance upon us all. Russell was inspired. Again, we're talking about the inspirations of Russell Davies. Like another one of his great inspirations was having Rose's mum be unimportant, being inspired by the ultimately retconned Ray, whatever her name is, not being anybody important, right? The ultimately completely retconned. Oh, what's that over there? Never mind. So this, now I find it. She was inspired by Agatha Harkness, a powerful witch who originally appeared in Marvel's Fantastic Four comics, making her MCU debut in 2021 Disney show WandaVision. Yeah, exactly. And they made a whole show about it. And again, they wish they hadn't. Oh, boy, if they could pull that, they would do, because it's going, baby. I was getting so excited about Agatha Harkness arriving in WandaVision, says Russell. She thought it was the most brilliant reveal. I asked her, do you know who Agatha... Who are we talking about? I remember Nicholas Schindler, so I missed that, a producer I worked with on Queer as Folk, getting so excited about Agatha Harkness arriving in WandaVision. She thought it was the most brilliant reveal. I asked her, do you know who Agatha Harkness is? And she says, no, I've no idea. But I'm fascinated by that. You can introduce a character from lore who a modern viewer doesn't know, and they just get the thrill of it. Yeah, it didn't work, Mo, though. It did it. Well, again, it's like these idiot influences you had are just bad, right? These are, generally speaking, bad ideas. Brilliant real. I asked her, do you know Agatha Harkness? I went, no, I have no idea. I'm fascinated by that. Blah, blah, blah. Also being on Disney Plus now, this is a very deliberate choice to bring back an old BBC enemy. We've cast the same actor, Gabriel Wolf, I know, what a travesty, to prove the show hasn't severed its roots. Well, no, okay. The show has severed its roots by this bullshit over here. Yeah. Chicks with dicks and horny gay doctors wanting to get their leg over. That's the show severing its fucking roots. You know, like I don't recall Patrick Troughton finding out that Zoe had a dick, right? And being fine with it. Where is it? Also being so it's still Doctor Who. No, it's really not. To delve back into your backstory is a very fine thing. Okay, that it was just a damp squib in every way. That's thrilling for new viewers, and for old viewers, it was great reward. No, the old viewers hated it. It totally failed, Russell. Right? It failed. I'm sorry, it failed because it was a bad idea. Also, you're guaranteed that the internet will do your work for you. And in the old days, people could feasibly have said, "Well, people know who Sutek is," and now it's our official. Now it's our official site. It's got it's our Instagram post. Type the word Sutek, and there's an entire Wikipedia full of history. And again, did that really help you out? No, because the core show was boring and silly. Right? I'm going to bring death to death. Oh, that's so stupid. Painfully bloody stupid. In script onto the shooting draft, it was called Finality, in case anything leaked. It did. When Russell said he was bringing back Sutek, my first job was to go back and watch the 1975 original and say, we want to do something completely opposite to that. Like just completely and totally opposite in any way. We want to have no connective tissue to the original one. So I'm just going to go back and look at it to make sure I don't do anything that is in any way, shape, or form vaguely similar to the original. Right? That is how it seemed to go down, didn't it? Right? That's how it seemed to go down for me. I have to tell you. Let me start grabbing that stuff. I need to get to that. Lex. Doink. Out. There. And one more, I think. There you go. Fine, we'll get to that shortly. Where are we up to? We're ringing back. Watch the 1975, and I really understand what this will mean for the fans. Again, you fucked it up royally because it wasn't very good, Russell. Right? You just really genuinely fucked this one up. Where'd it go? Come back here. Everything we came up with, we grew from a seed or something that was in the 70s Sutek, but with a modern twist, we evolved it. Into this, really? It's not that impressive now, is it? It's not. What's up? You okay there, Daisy? My dog just came to say hello. We evolved it. You evolved it into shit. It's Satan. It's satanic, says Murray Goals, Doctor Who's composer. Rossi is longtime collaborator on Queer as Folk and It's a Sing, amongst others, whose imagination was fired up the moment he read the finale scripts. I love satanic themes. I bet you do, darling. I bet you do. I bet you're no stranger to having red wax dripped on your nipples. And I find them very disturbing, and so it's a love-hate thing. I've read these episodes, and I rang up Julie Gardner, executive producer, and said, is it okay to take a little bit, take this little bit into the dark zone? And she's like, oh, goodness, yes, crikey, that sounds amazing. Oh, crikey. So it all gets a bit frightening. It didn't for a second. Right? I am sorry. The monsters were naff. The mummy robots were way better. But, of course, you couldn't do that because that's cultural appropriation. You dumb woke fucks. right? I mean, that's really the only way I can think to describe you. You're a dumb, woke fuck, right? Oh, God. Where was it? Where are we up to? Oh, crikey, yes, that's amazing. So it all gets a bit frightening. I definitely won't let my children watch it. Well, that's probably a bad idea then, isn't it? That's probably not something... I mean, I wouldn't let my children watch it because it's super queer. But, and also my children are grown up. My grandchildren, right? They're 4 and 7. My little ones can't even listen to the first bar of the Goblin song from the Church on Ruby Road one. Yeah, most people feel like that way, baby. Although I quite like that. Back in the days of the Goblin song, I was optimistic. Schmuck that I was. And that's not because she has excellent taste. It's because it petrifies her too much. Okay, 4-year-olds are too young for Doctor Who. The Goblin song and Sutek music are too scary for me to do. I do my best work when I find it out. So was that Murray Gold? Excuse me. I thought Murray Gold was gay, wasn't he? Like pretty much everybody else. Like literally everybody else in this production. No, I thought so. I guess they adopted. I don't know. I don't know. One sec. Maybe look up his Wikipedia. Does he have kids? Or was that Julie Gardner? Murray Gold. Let's see. You have a Wikipedia? Birth name. I'm not seeing any children. No problem. Here, let's see Julie Gardner. Julie Gardner. Okay. Oh, yeah, she definitely has kids. I remember being super pregnant. So, does she... no, she only has one kid. Was it Jane Tranter saying it? I can't remember. Who was she talking to? They only said shit. I'm confused. Okay, I don't know. I had 2 kids. Murray watched Pyramids. Hello, Daisy. How you doing, darling? Murray watched Pyramids of Mars in 1975. I remember the mothers vividly. So you're going to cut those out with that terrible cultural appropriation. So, he says of the Sutek servitor robots. But my biggest frame of reference was Queer as Folk. Fuck it. Obviously it was. When Vince watches it on VHS and mouths along to the cliffhanger, I bring you Sutek's gift of death. No one is ever going to mouth along to the cliffhanger for this one. It was just so shit. I'm sorry. But my biggest frame of reference is quite and as though Pyramid Mars is woven into the very fabric of Russell's life and career. Well, it probably is, right? It probably is. It's been there all the time, from Queer as Folk in 1999 to 2024, 25 years later. Yes. Even the Devil's Cord, which Russell says Russell, for the first time in modern history, we replayed the pyramid scene where denying the future could. Yeah, it was done so much better with Tom Baker, right? Maybe because he didn't have a gurning Pratt as the Doctor, right? Here, let's pull up that clip. All right, was it episode 1? I'm guessing episode 1. 1 second. But yeah, look, Tom Baker just has so much more gravitas. I mean, like freakishly more. Hang on. Pyramids of Mars. Do I have it as a? Oh, I don't have it as an MP4. Bollocks. Never mind. I don't bring Sutek's gift of death. Generic sci-fi is boring, says Ethan book holder, and she's absolutely correct. There was changing the beings. So we changed it. We're being taken there by the Doctor to disprove that. So Ruby sees the ruins of London, just as Sarah Jane saw the ruined Earth. I've always wanted to write that scene. Well, unfortunately, I think Robert Holmes wrote it before you. Who wrote Pyramids of Mars? I'm going to guess Robert Holmes. Look it up. Oh, 1 second. Yes, my darling, was my wife's home. Yes. The Pyramids of Mars. Let's see who wrote that. Robert Holmes and Louis Griefer. Who's Louis Griefer? I guess he rewrote it. Okay, fine. I've always wanted to write that scene. It's a very good question. Is the future in danger? At one point, it was in The Unquiet Dead. Russell asked Mark Gatiss, who wrote the 2005 episode, to incorporate that scene that takes Rose Tyler to a desolate present day. That would have made much more sense. Caused by them failing to repel the Gelth in 1869, but the scene was dropped in several drafts later. But here's the thing. In September 22, Russell started to write The Legend of Ruby Sunday, and he had the most extraordinary coincidental text exchange with Mark Gatiss, who had to attend the last night of the West End revival of Anything Goes, starring Bonnie Langford, and Unquiet Dead starred Simon Callow at the Barbican Theatre. Well, but he had to attend that. I mean, like, what? He just had to, right? Just the way it goes. Was it Mark sent me a text next day, said, and recalls Russell, I'll read it to you. He said, marvelous moment at Anything Goes last night, introduced to a charming lady called Felicity, one of Britain's best loved sopranos, Dame Felicity Lott. Well, yes, we all love her, obviously. I mean, nothing says elitist shit like that, do they? I was just saying, I think Bonnie Langford might have been in Doctor Who with my husband. I said, oh, really? Who? She did a Doctor Who, didn't she? Several. Who's your husband? I said, oh, you never heard of him. Gabriel Wolfe. Of course I heard of Gabriel Wolfe. So I sat there reading the text. It says Russell, knowing Bonnie and Gabriel would be in the finale together. What are the odds? He couldn't let on, so he takes me back. Oh my goodness, haha, the voice of evil, Mel battling Sutek. That would have been glorious to see. I might have to fix that. She bought a gift. She bought Sutek's gift of death to the Barbican. Replied Bob. Mad, isn't it? Says Russell. Okay, next issue on the set of Empire Death. Millie gives a shooting game. Man, they are milking this for all it's bloody worth, aren't they? Blimey. Right here, I don't want to juxtapose it with this, where it was. Which one was this? Huge moments we were waiting for, because I read this last night, and I think it's like number 6. And I just skimmed over it, right? Because all about Russell everything. So his influence it was for to bring Sutek back was Agatha Harkness. Right? And like, why would he? And he says his favorite Star Wars movie is The Last Jedi. Right? Just like, stop using shit to as your inspiration, right? And then maybe you won't make shit, right? That might happen. But when you're inspired by shit, you will always make shit. There you go. Ruben's mother not being Ruben's mother being important or not being important. Again, this is just such a dumb idea. It's not just Sutek who was tricked into believing the identity of Ruben's mother. Would be some massive revelation. But the thing is, they couldn't do it. It's the trouble they had with Star Wars as well, right? There's no answer they could have really given that would have worked, because they didn't work it out They weren't telling a story. That's the bottom line. They were telling beats. How the Mother was just like a compilation of Claudia Winkleman in The Traitors and Sophie Whitaker, Jodie Whittaker in the 13th Doctor. If that doesn't scream mystery, what does? And then there's all the snow that Ruby can conjure up out of nowhere. The Doctor can talk about memory being time travel, but until he's blue in the face or in the blue box. But it doesn't change the fact that he was kind of horrified that Ruby could do something like this. Fundamentally, Doctor Who was setting Ruby's mother up for as an otherworldly puzzle to solve. The rug that she was just a scared teenage girl doesn't work, partly because the revelation appears to be dismissed out of hand by the Peter McCall and the Church of and the Doctor in the Church on Ruby Road. There's no wonder that the fans got so annoyed about being misled by Rusty Davies. Worse still, some fans are now speculating that Ruby's father was, oh, fuck off, I I can't. Don't even start with that, right? So I think that there's a article about Jane Tranter as well. Grazinia de Prima speaks out about Strictly, I am not a monster. Okay. Blimey, Sonia's back in EastEnders? Bloody hell. Fine. We'll go sci-fi. Umbrella Academy, so not interested. Avoiding that like the plague. Deeply, deeply uninterested, right? Deeply, deeply uninterested. Let's see if it's in the Doctor Who section. About Hugh Edwards being edited out. I think it's Jane Tranter. That's it. I think it was Jane Tranter. Let's say she was in the news. Oh, here we go. So Jane Tranter of Bad Wolf. HBO's finance drama Industry is set to launch its third season on Sunday. I haven't seen the first two seasons. I really liked Succession, right? I thought that was great. It's a marquee placement previously held by HBO's biggest shows, including Euphoria, which apparently launched Sydney Sweeney's career. So good for her. Succession, Game of Thrones, and House of the Dragon. It's quite a big shoes to fill for the modest series producer Jane calls the little show that could. But let's see what she's got to say about Doctor Who. Because it's third season of a show I've never seen. Tranter spoke with Deadline about nurturing the series of the first two seasons. She also broke down expectations for the upcoming third season. As co-founder, which also produces Doctor Who, co-founder band was also produces Doctor Who, BBC and Disney+. The former BBC executive herself also detailed more about production company's philosophy of making TV. Well, okay. We like it woke. So taking the Sunday night slot. Okay. I'm not really that interested. Let's talk about Mickey and I have no interest in this series. Let me hear about Doctor Who. What excites you most about season 3? Kit Harington. No, apparently he's in it. As a mother of twins, I know the comparison really. No. Why don't we just do this? We'll do Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Okay, so. Okay, Bad Wolf also produces Doctor Who for Disney+. How have you felt about the reception of the first new season of Doctor Who on Disney+? And what do you think about its longevity? I get the feeling we're about to get a lot of bullshit, right? Brace yourself for bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. We feel good about the first season. I mean, not about the ratings and everybody hating it, but we generally feel quite good about it. Just as industry was really a really small experiment at start. I think this new building of a franchise between BBC and Disney Plus, it's a whole new iteration, and us coming. Please, can we just have the apocalypse to end this? Oh God, it will make life so much better. It was just a whole new adventure. We're really pleased with the show that we've made. Yeah, you are. Nobody watching it is, are they? No. It's a whole new adventure. We're pleased with it. There's a whole new and there's a whole new audience being driven to the show who haven't watched Doctor Who. No, there's not. No, there's not. In the past, it has been exactly what Rusty Davies set out to do. What? Like, again, have it be a complete failure. So that's really good. We announced last week that we're doing The War Between the Land and Sea, already paid for, and the initial deal with Disney. There's no new stuff, which is the first time there's a mini-series within the whole universe. I mean, there's Torchwood, the Sarah Jane Adventures, right? We're so thrilled the BBC and Disney Plus have awarded us this. This was part of your initial pitch. Man, they just lie, these people, don't they? Unbelievable. They just, relentlessly lie about everything. We're still in the edits, very early days of this edit for season 2. Again, please, Apocalypse, come now. Oh, end this nightmare, which obviously won't go out for another year or so. So it's very exciting. We're right in the middle of the journey. It's very exhilarating. I guess it's exhilarating when you completely and totally fail, at everything, in every way, shape, and form. There we go. Anything else in this issue of Doctor Who magazine? I don't think so. The new one's out on Thursday, I believe. Hang on. Where is it? Next issue. Somerset God. It's they're August 15th. Yeah, this is out next Thursday. But there's also lightweight Doctor Who magazine. It's just so dumb. Right? Dumb and lazy. I'm sorry. What's the name? Quinn has been Jason Quinn has been really bad at this job, right? Just really epically failed at this job. Right. Okay. So on Friday, I believe, right? Now I've lost my place. On Friday, I believe, we had the Doctor Who podcast day, right? This is like that Dan from Type 40 was very much involved in. It went quite well, but boy, it got attacked by toxic fandom. Like, got really, really nastily attacked by toxic fandom. And Dan has been called every name under the bloody sun. It's just disgusting. I mean, honestly, it is. So here, this is. I'm not sure about who all these people are, but it started with this thing. Hashtag Doctor Who Podcast Day organizer and Type 40 host Dan Hadley frequently engages with far-right figures on his platform. Is that me? Including Holocaust denier Peter Sweden and Cole, I wouldn't even rape you, Benjamin. Is that a Holocaust denier? Who is... Let's look at Peter Sweden. Peter Sweden. Peter Sweden, Holocaust, maybe? Rational. Okay, no. Peter Sweden this is a Wikipedia. Peter Sweden is a far right speaker and activist. Again, everyone's far right now. Who was originally a Holocaust denier, white nationalist, extreme homophobe. Well, you can say the same thing about Tommy Robertson, but I think he's not that now, right? These would have never been on Type 40. Again, at no point has this person ever been on Type 40. What is he talking about? He does not represent us as a community. Hashtag Doctor Podcast, hashtag Doctor Podcast 24. Like, again, these people are full, absolutely full to the brim of sheer, complete, utter hatred. Like, this is just not true. Cole Benjamin is from the Lotus Eaters, right? Right. Okay. So he's never been on Type 40. What are we engaged with? So that was J.G. Moore, J.G. Moore writer. This really means that Dan's doing well, and they're jealous, right? This is universally what it means. Writer credits include What Culture and Den and the Geek, quoted in Daily Star and Irish Independent. Well, that's hardly a ringing endorsement. I would advise prominent figures in hashtag Doctor Who fandom to seriously reconsider appearing on Type 40 from this point. What an absolute piece of shit. What a defamatory, nasty piece of low-life shit you are, J.G. Moore, right? And what's this? My twin brothers, Cy Hart and Fraser Gregory, nostalgia, connotation, intelligence. They're going to read this, are they? Tackling the timeless job. So, yeah, apparently it was all set up by... I don't know. There was what is it? There's a podcast that they can't stand. Was it Strangers in Space? Oh, is it Corner to Corner? I can't. But it's obviously people who had an absolute hatred of Dan, and so they like podcast day, but they don't want him involved with it. I mean, like, God. I mean, again, why can't we all just coexist? Why are these people such insanely hateful cunts? I mean, I just don't get it. It's just disgraceful, isn't it? And frankly, I would boycott all of these podcasts. Anybody being involved in them at all. Corner to Corner. Mickey who gives a flux. I don't know. But like again, it's dislike of the unlike. It's sheer, utter, unadulterated hatred of anybody who doesn't think exactly the same as you all the time. These people they're just the worst, right? They are absolutely the worst. I really wish they would just get a life. Genuinely, I wish they would get a life. Fine, let's look at a Doctor Who article. I think that's being a general remit. 10 Doctor Who mysteries you didn't know were answered. Or here, let's look. This is much better. Huge moments everyone was waiting for that never happened. Okay, yeah, I think that one sounds more like Rabbi fodder. Fine. Davros in the parting of ways. Okay, so fans were convinced that Davros was going to return in the Series 1 finale. No, he weren't. I don't remember that at all. Right? I do not remember that at all. Davros? No, it was the Emperor Dalek. Right? He was in one of the teaser trailers. They survived in me, right? Nick Briggs doing his full Emperor voice. The parting of ways. No, we weren't. That they edited the episode's IMDb page week leading up to broadcast. I remember that, actually. Even so, the casting of Norman Lovett should have been a pretty big sign they were taking the piss. Yes, I do remember that, actually. Elsewhere, message balls were alight with theories that Adam Mitchell will be revealed to be Davros because of the thing in his head? That makes sense. Having presumably stuck a blue eyeball in his forehead hole. I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, I can see why people would speculate that. I didn't hear any of that, right? I was not aware of any of that going on. None of this was substantiated. It was likely originated with the classic, I've got a source in card post. Yeah, probably. Yeah, sounds like some bullshittery. Right, when Darren did come back, you were like, really? They went there? Until Button Ways was revealed, a much more impressive Emperor who dwarfed Davros. The ambition was scaled back to the 21st century. Doctor Who once and for all. Yeah, okay. Davros would return in a much better way. The original Sutek mask. What? So it's surprising helm in the legendary the Sutek surprising helm in the legend of surprising return in the legend of Ruby Sunday. Not so surprising if you're Ellie Litchfield and accurately predict a fight. We don't care. What is this shit over here? A giant doggo appeared out of the black smoke to clutch the TARDIS with a shrinking image. But was that really? That was really Sutek, was it? I know. Without getting zoological specific, the original Sutek from Pyramid Miles was a jackal, while the Sutek in season 1 finale was a giant greyhound. Yes. In a week leading up to the Empire Death, fans hoped Sutek might transform back into a recognizable form, a representation. No, and they should at least at one point had it done that. It's odd because Doctor Who has a great track record of updating classic monsters for the new era. That's true, actually. While retaining what made them good. Yeah, no, it's just Rusty Davies. It's every creative instinct is wrong, right? Everything he thinks is wrong. Sean Pertwee as the third Doctor probably never had, but I love this idea. And he said he's up for it. A cheeky IMDb user stuck up. They put this in Legend of Ruby Sunday, seeking credit for Sean Pertwee as the third Doctor. This took completely new life when certain cinemas imported that cast list for their booking details. Season 1 finale. That's funny. Well, it seemed like an obvious joke. No, it was shit stirring. The Legend of Ruby Sunday plot synopsis tease are connected to the John Pertwee era. Yeah, listen, I think it probably would have been. I know he probably would have been better. Is the problem, right? Pertwee's quote unquote involvement with Legend of Ruby Sunday continues a long-held desire for the actor to step into his father's shoes. Yeah, we would all like to see that happen. I like Tim Trelaw as well, but he said he's up for it, right? It's long been suspected that it would have been the third Doctor figure in the opening of the Witches Familiar, but we might never know for sure. Yeah, that's when he said he was offered it. Oh, that would have been cool, right? When they had a little bit of Tom Baker going on. But yeah, oh man, if they had him in that scene, oh, Do I have to pull that scene up now because it's so freaking good? I think I do. What can I tell you? I'm a slave to truth. There was the doink over here. Yeah, I think the way they did Tom Baker in that was actually very, very good. There we go. Doctor Who. The 12th Doctor. Or the final Doctor. Depending how honest you want to be about it. Yes, this one over here. Did they do the thing yet? Or did they explain how? No, it was over here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, how they do their Tom Baker. Oh, come on, where is this? Oh, it must be here.
Charlotte!
Yes, I'm coming to that.
Shouldn't we be, I don't want to say dead.
Hush. He's traveling by teleporter.
No, it was before this bit. You had a little bit of Tom there.
Doctor trapped? The doctor alone? You're all right there, dear.
Where are we? How did we...
Shh, now. Mummy's talking. Okay, I'm going to tell you a story of the Doctor. It's classic. On the run, no TARDIS.
I think she was great, by the way, as Missy. Look, I'm not like a blanket. I hate gender swaps. It's done well with the right cast for the right reasons. It works, which I think was what happened here.
No friends, no help. In other words, the Doctor happy. It was a long time ago.
I love that, right? This little... Now, is it a guy... I think it's somebody, like, impersonating him.
In other words, the Doctor happy. It was a long time ago. Doesn't matter which face he was wearing, they're all the Doctor to me. So let's give it to the eyebrows.
Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, if that would have been Sean played, that would have been rather cool, right? I would grant them that. Okay, number 7. More of the Time War. I never thought there was a chance we're going to see more of it. Ever since the first mention of in 2005, has been hoping for more detailed look at the Time War. Big finish. It's one of the things they do well. The Day of the Doctor finally took us inside the heat of battle, but aside from the blistering climax scene and the opening scene, there's not so much of the Time War. Big finish! It's like there's tons there, and they're all good. It's all good. Honestly, it really is. If you're going to cast John Hurt as the War Doctor, then surely you've got to show him at war. Yeah, a huge chunk of the Day of the Doctor takes place in and around the Tower of London. Well, again, it was not that story, but it does make sense given that there will never be enough money to convincingly depict the conflict across multiple timelines and realities. Doctor Who's time will come down as Gallifrey soldiers. No, I'm sorry. Fuck you. Like, honestly, am I gonna regret trying to go here? Big finish. Are you? There's so much great Time War stuff. I mean, we'll do. Yeah, 2005 is. Hang on. Oh, Jodie, piss off. Wait. Why is the War Doctor on here? Really? 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 I can't find. This is so stupid. Hang on. So we got these are the classics. Okay. I am actually offended that Joda's on it, and whatever. Browse by collection. I mean, like, this is what happens when you try and do Big Finish a bloody favor. Like, really? The War Doctor. Oh, 1 second. Here, I'll give you a good example. Here, all these are good. All right? man, that just really annoyed me. Yeah, I got a trailer right here. It's coming out hopefully this month. Let's see if it's any good for the latest War Doctor one, which I'm actually quite optimistic about. Weirdly, but I am. Right, I am. Where is it? War Doctor Rises with Morbius.
Man fall, and the greater still will rise again.
From Big Finish Productions.
Again, this is Jonathan Carey doing John Hurt, and it's a younger War Doctor. But you can see why this is a good trailer, because it starts off, you hear who you want to hear, which is the bloody Doctor.
Great men fall, and the greater still will rise again.
From Big Finish Productions, The War Doctor Rises, Morbius the Mighty.
It's an old. It can't be. No galleon. These are the ships the Time Lords used to.
Yeah, this was basically Dark Gallifrey, the first one was all about, which I quite like now in hindsight.
What's it doing out here?
Wait, please. Hear what I have to say at least. I've come a long way, and it concerns the valley.
The great tear in time that peaks at a point before the war?
It's more than a tear. It's a weeping wound, and it should be avoided at all costs.
I hope Louise James is involved in directing it, because the ones where she was involved in are so much better. But look, this is delivering on all levels right now. I like the cover. I think Morbius looks good on the cover. I like the TARDIS. I like the Daleks. I like the war. This is just delivering what you want.
Hey, who's there?
These valley forces are a mystery to us even now.
Hey, what are you?
The Doctor. He is out there, but he feels strange, sickened.
Temporal toxemia. I'm a Time Lord who can't travel in time.
3 years he's been like this.
My blood bubbles and boils if I get even a whiff of the fourth dimension.
Well, okay, that's kind of a good premise to start with.
Lord Morbius, the living legend. What a pleasure it is to meet you.
They are the Foregone, and I am their king.
All ships have locked onto the target, sir.
Now we have the perfect view.
Fire on the ship! The Doctor will surrender!
Yeah, this is what a lot of the War Doctor stuff is like. Daleks shouting fire, the fire. It's awesome.
On your knees and worship me.
For I am the General, the true President, the rightful victor of your tiny world. I am Morbius, Lord of all.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
Okay, so there's some Time War right there for you, okay? That just annoys me. Because, again, I understand a lot of you are pissed off at Big Finish. There's so much good stuff there, though. And look, for me, it was like such a great era. Return of Susan, yeah, that was, again, all through this one, the Devil's Cord, and, she's going to be Susan Twist. I know, the further they go away from what Doctor Who is, the more they desperately try and cling on to the history of it. Children of Death. What's this one? Rusty Davies loves a good tease, but he built up an entire series arcs around vague repeated words, and he gave it David Tennant shock regeneration slap bang in the middle of a story. That is true. But some of those teasers don't pay off, like everything from the Shooty era. Stolen Earth, no, that was pretty good. Had a sushi Dalek Khan constantly teasing about teasing a death for one of the children at a time. Yeah, he does that. I mean, they teased like Rose being killed and she wasn't going to get killed, and it was really like Donna's death of her memories, right? Until they wanted to bring him back, and then nothing mattered anymore. Tom Baker and the Power of the Doctor. Well, that actually paid off well. Actually, what are you talking about? Knowing what we know, the Doctor Who future beyond Chris Chibnall doesn't exist, and Jodie Whittaker was in doubt. It's easy to see the Power of the Doctor as the de facto 60th anniversary special. Okay. It's got a Daleks Master and Returning Commander. Yeah, really, the only drawbacks is Jodie Whittaker. I think with anybody else playing the Doctor, it might actually been kind of fun, weirdly enough, right? She's really the thing that scuppers it. I mean, you put Paul McGann in that, and you got quite a fun story. I mean, think about it, you do. How weird. We're returning the fugitive doctor there. Unit David Tennant. Is David Tennant in it? And all the surviving classic doctors barring Tom Baker. David Tennant was it? Oh yeah, he regenerated. Okay. Involving the classic doctors in Power of the Doctor, it was heavily rumored that due to a fateful decision by several actors to have dinner together and pose for a photo during filming. And this, with this knowledge in the back of their heads, Doctor Who fans were hoping that Paul McGann would get more time in the spotlight, and that Tom Baker will be the joining ones. Well, one out to the Liverpudlian Doctors isn't bad. Okay, go away. I guess he just didn't want to do it. It was too old or whatever. Ruby's mother, yes. How's that number 3? I mean, other than season 1 was completely unimportant. Ruby's mother being unimportant, it sucked so hard, Russell. Right? One of the lamest things. Matt Smith in the 60th? What? How's that? Oh, no. Yeah. He's never coming back. I mean, unless there's a good reason. Right? As soon as I seen in the 11th hour-ish hair during the filming of specials, he must be in them. I know. Yeah, they're all... But listen, we also thought the specials wouldn't be shit. And then go figure, they totally were. High-profile actress is the Rani. What's this? For Sarah Lancaster and Partners in Crime. Oh, they keep saying it's Rani coming back. Yeah, okay. Biggest disappointment in Doctor Who, I think Rusty Davies, frankly. Rusty Davies, season 1, the 60th era, RTD2. Biggest disappointment in Doctor Who. I would totally agree with you there. My name's Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe. And ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.